Love that sound.
Yeah.
Hi, Hamid.
I'm with dude.
We hit the jackpot when we got the chance to review this insane and amazing truck. This is known as the Geländewagen or the G-wagon. Geländewagen is German for off-road vehicle. And this particular truck is a 2017 G63 AMG. It has a 5.5 liter twin turbo V8 with 563 horsepower and 561 pounds-feet of torque. In 1994, it was renamed as the G-Class. So some interesting piece of trivia about it is that the Shah of Iran, he was the equivalent of a president of a country, contacted Mercedes Benz in 1970 and asked them to build him an off-road vehicle. And they happily obliged, and they contacted a company in Austria, Steyr Daimler Puch. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. And they built the truck, and in 1979 it was released, but by then the Shah of Iran was no longer in power, so he didn't even buy any.
Did he order that for personal use or?
He ordered it for his military.
Oh, for military.
Yeah, so initially it was designed as a military vehicle, and then they had a civilian version which they also released in 1979.
Oh, okay, because I was wondering, why would they make such a luxury truck, for military? They don't need that kind of luxury.
Yeah, so they had to kind of split it off.
Oh, so they had to.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people nowadays buy this truck because of its classic retro styling. The very, very straight lines, the windshield is almost vertical, and it's more of a status symbol as well. We are definitely not taking this very expensive truck off-roading. It is so shiny and clean, you can literally use it as a mirror. How the heck are you going to take this thing off-roading?
I know.
This truck is even more popular nowadays. In the US alone, in 2019, over 3,000 of these were sold. And everywhere you go, people just stare at you. I couldn't believe the kind of attention we were getting.
Yeah, it definitely gets heads turned. We went to the downtown area of this small town, and regardless of age and gender, everyone appreciates the truck.
So many people were staring and smiling at us that we felt like celebrities. Until we parked the truck and left, only then we realized that we weren't the celebrities, it was the truck.
Damn. I mean, even Moaz, Moaz is our 23-year-old son. Even when I mentioned to him that we were going to have this truck to review, he said, "Wow, that is so cool." I said, "What?" I said, "Why do you think it's cool?" He said, "Well, because of his looks." And I said, "Okay." He said, "Well, it reminds him of a Porsche 911.
Porsche 911.
I said, Porsche 911? How does it remind you of a Porsche 911? Doesn't look anything like a Porsche 911. What I mean by that is that the design of the Porsche 911 hasn't changed drastically since it was introduced in 1964.
Oh.
And it's the same thing with this. It's basically is the same looks it has had since 1979.
Right.
It's
Okay.
41 years old.
Yeah.
And this is still the first generation. The 2017 is still the first generation.
Yeah.
I mean, they have introduced a new generation now in 2018, which is the second generation. This is the only true luxury off-roading vehicle today. There are two others. There are also the same classic style as this, the Jeep Wrangler, which is now more modern, but it has the same classic retro looks. And then Ford just released a Bronco, which is styled after the original. And even though it is fairly expensive, it's over $60,000. They decided to make a limited run of it, and it sold out immediately.
Okay.
So what is this truck's core appeal? It's actually the classic retro, very, very straight lines look. I have to confess that before we got a chance to review this truck and I did a lot of reading on it, I actually hated it.
Yeah.
Hate is a very strong word, but
I didn't like it either.
I disliked it.
Yeah.
The thing that I disliked most about it, which are the looks, that is what is the most attractive thing about it.
Yeah.
I mean, people love it just because of the classic retro looks.
We saw it and never paid attention. But now that we paid attention, we really love it.
I mean, the looks haven't changed in the last 41 years.
Yes.
What other vehicle is there like that?
Yeah, it's very unique.
Other than the Porsche 911. There's a reason why classic vintage trucks like the Toyota FJ and the Land Rover Defender are so highly sought after. But unlike those trucks, you can buy this brand new at a dealer, at a Mercedes Benz dealer, with a full 4-year warranty.
Yes.
This one costs a little under 200,000 Canadian, plus tax. And then there's a second model, the G550, that costs just under 150,000 Canadian. 145 or 150. Anyway, if you can afford that kind of truck, 4,000 or 5,000 doesn't matter anyway.
So here are a few things that we love about the truck. To start with, I personally love these AMG high performance brakes with this massive red 6-piston calipers.
I really like the dual mufflers, quad mufflers, actually 2 on each side. I mean, you don't see that on any other vehicle. I think OEM, maybe some American trucks have it, but this is so unique. I mean, the first time I saw it from the back, I thought, is this an electric car? I'm just kidding. Now here's another really interesting thing, is the sound that the lock makes. What does this remind you of? Come over here and listen to this sound. What does that remind you of?
The door handles are still the old school push button pull handle. Some people may not like it, but it's all about the retro appeal.
And let's try and close it now.
Whoa, you got it first time. You've practiced quite a bit.
I've been working out for this.
Okay, now let's come to the back. Can you do the honors again? Look at the detail over here. This diamond quilted leather. Everything in here is so high end. It has at least 6,000 AMG badges. If you get into a coma and you wake up and lose all your memory and you get into your truck, as soon as you see those badges, all your memory is going to come back.
Wow.
Now, how easy is that to close? Oh my God, you have really been working out. The second generation G-Class came out in 2018, and they made it wider, they made it longer. They changed the front suspension to be an independent front suspension, so it is a lot more comfortable now. And when you're driving it, the steering feels much more direct now. The engine is now a 4-liter twin turbo V8 versus the older 5.5-liter twin turbo V8 that is on this one. Chris Harris from Top Gear, who's a racing car driver, actually took it on a track, and he felt that's a silly thing to do, but he actually enjoyed driving on the racing track. That's how much fun it was. The owner of this truck has done some really tasteful modifications. He has powder coated the bull bar black. He has smoked the headlights and the daytime running lights black as well. The cage for the turn signal is also black, and the turn signal indicator has also been smoked black. The side marker light is also smoked black. And now coming to the back, the side marker light here again is also smoked black. The rear tail light is smoked black. This section here for the spare tire cover was chrome, and he has powder coated this black. It's so cold.
And the thing is that it went from plus 10, 12 to minus 4 today, so our bodies are not used to that change. Anyway, so the straight lines, sharp edges, bull bar, all the details, that retro look, as you said, things we didn't like about it are the things that we love about the truck now.
And now for the best part.
Which is? Oh, the sound?
The engine.
The engine.
Huge shout out to the engineer who built this engine by hand, Mathias Denis. Let's go for a drive. So as you can expect, the visibility is very good. It's very tall. The ride is a little bit bumpy, and the steering wheel feels slightly disconnected from the front wheels. It's okay driving on pavement. I mean, most of his life is going to be driving on pavement anyway. I don't know how many people actually take these things off road. But it's a very nice place to be in. I mean, look at this interior. I feel very, very pampered in here. Look
Pampered?
at this. Yeah, look at all this diamond quilted leather, the glossy carbon fiber.
But then there is that rough ride that brings you back to reality.
The rough ride kind of reminds you of this truck's intent and purpose in life, which is not to be driven on a paved road. You have to go off-roading with this thing. I love that sound. You have to constantly correct the steering wheel. You can't just hold it and then ignore it. But I think again the sound and the speed just make up for all of that.
What was that?
That's the gun.
The gun, but I didn't want to shoot anybody.
The gun cocking. Those locks sound so cool.
It's weaving, like I have to manually
You have to constantly correct it.
correct it, yeah.
It's a recirculating ball steering, and so it's not as precise as modern steering, which are rack and pinion.
Sounds really cool.
I never thought that I would miss this sound, you know, coming from an electric car.
Right.
But at the same time, when I'm in that car, I don't miss this sound either. What happened? Did you turn the car off?
So why did the sound go
It's
off?
saving fuel,
Oh.
so the engine went off.
Oh.
So maybe you can slow down a little bit. There's nobody behind.
Okay.
Give it some gas. Come on.
Yes.
Oh man, I love that sound. So how does that feel? Does that feel? Did you love that acceleration?
Yeah, I did.
So are you saying now you prefer a gasoline car to an electric car?
No, I like both. I like both extremes, you know.
Same here. I love both.
Nothing in the middle.
Yeah.
It's either this or that.
Do you feel as if you're being pampered in here?
Yes. I do
I
feel like
love
that.
riding in this truck
Yeah.
with all this high quality, expensive carbon fiber. How is the ride over here?
It feels really bumpy, but the road is not very smooth either. So I guess this is off-roading, kind of, because the road is not very smooth.
This is the maximum off-roading this truck is
think
going to
so.
go. You can feel the bumps, but even though you can feel the bumps, it's not as if it's going to shake out your fillings in your teeth. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
The sound of the truck and this interior make up for all these shortcomings. Is that what you feel as well?
Yeah, I think so. The sound is really good. It sounds very powerful. You know, I was so nervous driving this truck before I got in. Thought it would be really hard to drive. I heard a lot about the steering wheel being so stiff and almost as if it's not a power steering. But I'm finding it, I think because I heard a lot of that, I'm finding it pretty comfortable to drive. And I thought it would feel like a massive truck when you're driving it, that it would be almost not easy to handle. So far it's been good, but let's see when we park how it feels. Back in, so.
So how do you find that? Do you find it easy?
Yeah, honestly, I used to find it hard to park our truck. This
What
was
about
so
if
much. You know why this was easier? Because our truck didn't have the
Didn't have a camera, backup camera.
backup camera.
I think once you drive it, then you kind of get used to it.
Yeah. Like I didn't know what to expect because I thought it would be huge, and then I thought, you know, it'll be hard to handle it.
Yeah. I'm already kind of used to the steering wheel. I don't think too much about correcting it.
Right. And I think it takes a little bit of time to get used to the new car
Anyway,
compared to whatever you're driving. So we're coming from electric car to this. It should take that much time to adjust.
what I just noticed is that you can actually feel that vibration
Yes, I can feel
in
that.
the accelerator pedal.
I feel that in my back.
So it's interesting how you get all those sensations from the accelerator, from the sound. I don't feel it in my back.
Yeah,
but
I
can
feel
it
the vibration in my back.
Yeah, I just feel it in the accelerator.
Oh.
So it's almost as if it's like a breathing animal. You know, there's so
Yeah, I
much
feel like
going
I'm
on.
riding a dragon.
It certainly is not as smooth and calm and insular
In a
as
good
an
way.
electric car. Yeah. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you had the amount of money you needed to buy this truck, this truck costs about 200,000 Canadian before tax in Canada. Mm-hmm. If you had 200,000 Canadian, which is about 150,000 US, would you buy this truck, or would you choose, say, a Lamborghini Urus, Bentley Bentayga, Mercedes Benz GLS, or choose something even totally different like a Mercedes Benz E63 AMG? Let us know in the comments and why you would pick that.
And hey, while you're there, why don't you hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell.
Don't forget to check out our other car videos. Thanks, and see you in the next video.